morning guys, and welcome back to Bertie Bodget channel. We're going to carry on where we left off several days ago when my battery went flat on my camera. I was taking this engine out. It is bloody freezing, so I don't know how long I'm going to stay out here, but we will try and crack on. Let me just show you that bottom engine bolt that I was struggling to get out. I did get it out off camera, and this is what we found. Piece of threaded rod. Not only that, on this end they've actually used a glue gun to stick the bolts on. On this end the thread is stripped out, and that don't even tighten. So yeah, John Wayne and his crew have been back in town on this bike. So yeah, I thought this was all original. It's fast becoming clear it isn't. But anyway, we're going to crack on. So first thing I'm going to do this morning is 10mm. We're going to get this chain off, and I think the easiest way of doing that would probably be to drop that sprocket, unless I can find a link in the chain. Oh, it's cold this morning, it really is. Right, let's have a look what I've got here. Oh yes, there is a link. So let me grab a spanner, not a spanner, screwdriver and a pair of pliers. We'll try and get that. We'll try and get that split link out. Whip the chain off. It's got to come off at some point anyway. We end up destroying these. My ham-fisted, impatient approach. Probably a way of doing this, and I bet you're all going to go down to the comments and say, you're doing it wrong, Bodget. This is how you do it. But by then it'll be too late, because I've already ruined it. Go. Right, chain off. Why is it even in gear? Right, there we go. We are in neutral. I will probably soak that chain in diesel with a good old clean. Right, what next? What next indeed? Right, come on, shake a leg. I think probably a trolley jack. Not sure how heavy this is, but I still don't want it to come crashing to the floor, landing on my foot. Okay, next. 13, is it 13? No, of course it's not. 12. Yeah, so more proof that the cowboys have been in here. Some of them are 12 and some of them are 13. Put these bolts back in so I don't lose them. All of this is going to be painted. There we go. That's the bracket. Right. Now I think it's free. Is it free? No, I can see the starter cable. That's still to come off, hasn't it? Right, let's see what we've forgot to disconnect when we lower it down then. Done. There we go. Ah, dear. Engine out. So that is a case of cleaning that up, get it as clean as I possibly can, and get that stupid red paint off it, and then that baby can go straight in the frame. Right, let me have a bit of a clear up and we'll decide what route we are going to go down next. Back soon. Right, I've covered that frame back up because I'm done with that for the time being. I've got the engine in my shed here. I've soaked it down with degreaser, I'm just going to let that soak for a few hours or maybe even a few days, because it wants a damn good clean. I believe it to be a good engine, so it don't need to come apart or anything like that. So we will leave that. The next thing I'm going to probably work on, I'm going to do it off camera because it's pretty boring, but I've pieced this mudguard back together. It seems to have taken quite well, but it does want some filler and some titivating here and there, and some primer. Like I say, I can do that off camera. I'm sure you guys have got better things to do than watch me sand down a mudguard. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with that. I'll bring you back when there's something worth seeing. Cheers. Okay, right, we've mixed up some filler, and that's round there. It's a bit rough there. That's where that piece was completely missing, and then we've done the cracks there, and then on the front there where it was cracked, to put some filler. We'll see how that rubs down. The filler I've used is this stuff. I've had it years. I'm surprised it ain't gone off actually. Big boy plastic flexi filler. It's designed for exactly what I'm using it for: plastic parts, bumpers, mudguards, that sort of thing. And it's got a little bit of give in it even when it's dried, to allow for the movement. So just pop that back up there. Right, yeah, until that goes off, that's pretty much all I can do. It's too bloody cold. I think I'm going to call it there for the day. We'll get back onto this maybe tomorrow, get that rubbed down, see how it looks. I'm not great with filler and primer and everything, but it will almost certainly look better than it did. Well, it already does, to be honest with you, because it was in pieces. But yeah, well, yeah, I'm rambling again, aren't I? Right, okay guys, thanks for watching. Good morning everybody, welcome back to Bertie Bodget. What we're up to today, same old shit. Do you know what, every time I turn the bloody camera on, the RAF seem to want to fly a fucking plane over the top of my house. Anyway, yeah, excuse the noise. Hang on, let's wait for that till it's gone. Pain in the ass there, in just a sec. Right, I think he's gone. I'm sure there's a Russian base around here somewhere and they think Bertie Bodget's filming. Right, chocks away chaps, let's go and fly over the bastards there. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, we've cleaned the engine up best we can. Still got that silly red paint on it, which I'm going to try and get off in a minute actually. The frame itself hasn't progressed much further from when you've seen it. I have rubbed down that exhaust? Oh, bloody hell. Mudguard, that's the one, Mudguard. Hang on, let me turn it round. Yeah, I've rubbed it down a bit, a little bit more work to do on it. I've tried to build that edge up, as you can see, but needs a little bit more work, a bit more flattening off on the top, and then the end. Yeah, I think it'll. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll function as a mudguard, and it's better than it was, which is always a step forward. Now, as said, I've tried to wash that engine off best I can. I've got most of the crap off it. Compressor's probably going to kick in now actually. Yeah, I want to try and get some of that silly red paint on it that some idiot previous owner put on it. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but if you are the previous owner that put that red paint on, you're a fucking idiot. Right, try a little Dremel wire brushy thing, see if that will shift it. Tell you what, I'll turn it on, shall I? Always find it works better. Yeah, it's shifting it, and it's going to be a long old job. And then we've got some here. We've dotted it all over the fucking place. Say he. Might be the shoe, I don't know. So yeah, anyway, that's what we're trying to achieve. So let me work on that for a bit. And we'll come back and see what else we're going to do. Probably not a lot because it's freezing, but we'll see. Right, I've got pretty much all that red crap off it, so it's been de-idioted. Next thing I want to look at is that rear mounting. I don't quite know. That's a mounting, not a mountain. I'm not going to climb it. I'm going to measure it. Yeah, this mounting here. Now I'm going to measure the width of it with this caliper, because if you remember when I took it out, it was all packed out with washers. Now we have 77.5 near as damn it. So if we go back to the frame, so I'm in my shed because it's bloody cold outside and there ain't a lot of room in here, so bear with me while I try and get you in shot. So that top mount goes, get you in, there, between that. So we've got 77.5. Now if we measure the inside, I'm going to zero it because I've just pressed the button. So that one there measures an inside measurement, so we'll pull that across the inside, 77.5 as opposed to 88.29, let's call it 88.5. So 77, 87, so about 11 mil. Now, what I need to do, instead of packing it out with washers, I want to make two spacers that will fit that properly. Now my idea is a nut. So let me find a nut. That one will do. I'm sorry guys, I know you can't see. So there is a nut for those that have never seen a nut before. So we will measure the thickness of that nut. It's hard to do, trying to keep it in shot for you guys as well. So let me just turn you around. So let's, I say so a lot, don't I? I was watching a video the other day, what I made, and I say the word so every 5 minutes.
What?
So I've done it again. Right, thickness of that 6.4. Now if I get two of those, so that's going to be slightly over, but I can sand it down. What I plan to do is file out the threads on that so that it slips right over the engine bolt, and therefore sort of becoming a spacer. Hopefully that's my plan anyway, so let me work on that. I think the bottom one, I need to measure that, because you remember that was someone bodged that up with a lump of threaded rod, so I do need to get an engine bolt for the bottom, but we'll do the same. We'll measure the width and see if it's needs spacers, and we'll go from there. Yeah, anyway, let me crack on with that, and it's going to be a bit of fucking about. I'll come back to you. Cheers. Right, I've measured those brackets up. I am going to come back to that at a later date though, because I've jumped onto the Mudguard again for no apparent reason. I have rubbed it down best I can. I've given it a dusting of primer. It's not going to be a fantastic paint job. It's gonna look better than it did, which is very difficult not to, because it was smashed to buggery. But yeah, we've given that a dust coat of primer. We'll give that another coat in a minute, flat it back, gives it some black, and it'll have some marks and shit on it, because I'm not a painter. And to be honest, I don't have the patience. Nat's knacker's yard. Nat there, he can sit down in his room, sand away, make a really, really nice job. And I take my hat off to him, but I just haven't got the patience, to be honest with you. I'm more sort of spanners and get the job done, I suppose. Anyway, right, what next? Yeah, I suppose we'll give that another coat and then see about getting some black on it. The engine, yeah, as I said, I've got to get some more bolts for that. So yeah, let's move on. Cheers. Right, well, I know I'm jumping around a bit from one job to the other, but while we're waiting for that paint to go dry, the primer, I've pulled one of the engine bolts out and just popped it into the mount. I don't know who's had this apart. I thought it hadn't been apart, but I'm quite clearly wrong. This is the engine bolt in the mount. Clearly not the right bolt. Going over to the engine, top mount. Same thing. So we need to order some proper bolts. So I'm going to measure up them holes with the vernier gauge and get some proper bolts on order, I think. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. Bodge. I'm supposed to be Bertie Bodge it, but I'm finding the bodges rather than causing them. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, let's crack on. Cheers. Right, I've got a good coat of primer on that, and in my eagerness to get a nice thick coat on it, I'm going to put a massive run in it, but we'll sand that out, it's not a problem. Yeah, that's we'll let that dry, flat it off. There's another run there, look. Cheap paint, £1.99 from B&M's. It's actually not bad. You've got to be careful with it, but well, where is it? What have I done with it? Oh, there you go. Here you go, look. B&M's. I don't know if you've got B&M's in your area. £1.99. Can't be bad. With regards to those engine mounts, I have measured them up. They are M10, and the previous owner, or the previous so-called mechanic who put that engine in, used M8s. So that must have been rattling around on the back end like a good one. And actually, I believe I've probably caught it just in time, because it has slightly elongated those holes, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, anyway, okay, I know I'm jumping in and out, guys, but this is the way this project is. We paint a bit, we get a bit on, we move on. There you go, back soon, cheers. Okay guys, I think that's where we're going to leave it today. The mudguard is painted. It's not turned out too bad, as long as you don't look too closely. That's pretty good. Going to get my Suzuki back inside, because as you can see, or as you probably can't see actually, take my word for it, it's starting to rain. So we are going to wrap up, call it a day. As soon as those bolts get here for the engine, we can get that mounted. We can get the mudguard fitted. Probably tomorrow, which means we can put the front wheel on. Do need to clean that up a bit actually, but yeah, we are making steady, albeit slow progress, but that's where we're going to end it for today. Thanks for watching. Cheers guys, catch you later.